الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيد المرسلين وإمام المتقين سيدنا مولانا وحبيبنا وشفيعنا محمد صلى الله تعالى عليه وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم صلاة ترضيك وترضيه وترضى بها أنت مولانا رب العالمين. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. Alhamdulillah, we continue tonight on Dhakara Abu Bakr al-Ghaffari, and I think we have reached to 36th discourse. So today we start the 36th discourse, inshallah. As usual, ask Hajj Dawud to read.
The world is a marketplace in which, after a short while, there will be no one remaining. As night falls, its people will all depart from it. You must be careful to decide to sell and buy in this market only that which will be useful to you tomorrow in the market of the hereafter. For the assayer has a sharp eye for separating good coin from bad. Affirmation of the oneness of the Lord of truth, almighty and glorious is He. Sincerity in working for Him. This is the currency in circulation over there, and you have very little of it. O young man, be sensible and do not try to rush ahead, for you will gain nothing by being in such a hurry. You cannot arrive at the time of sundown while it is still the morning time. So why not be patient and keep yourself busy until the time of sunset comes and you can get what you want. Be sensible and behave properly with the Lord of truth, almighty and glorious is He, and His creatures. Do not treat people unfairly and demand of them what they do not have to offer you. There is nothing to be said until the attorney hits the signature. Only then will you see the tender. Before the signing, not a jot will be handed over. They will give you neither a jot nor a speck, neither an ocean nor a drop, except with the permission of Allah, almighty and glorious is He, His signature, and His inspiration to your hearts. Be sensible. This is intelligence. Take your place firmly before the Lord of truth, almighty and glorious is He. For sustenance is a portion in His presence and by His hand. Woe unto you! In what manner will you meet Him tomorrow when you are disputing with Him in this world? Turn away from Him and toward His creatures. Associating partners with Him, you present your needs to them and rely on them in matters of importance. To be in need of creatures is a punishment for the majority of beggars, for it is only because of their sins that they have had to go out begging. But in a minority of cases, it is not an unpleasant experience. If you beg while you are being punished, you will be deprived by having gifts withheld from you. O young man, I consider it more appropriate that you, in your state of weakness, should not ask anyone for anything, and that you should have nothing. You should neither know nor be known, neither see nor be seen. If you are capable of being offered a gift, but not accepting it, you should do so. If you can serve and not expect service from others, you should do so. The people of the Lord work for him and with him, so that he shows them his marvels in this world and the hereafter. He lets them see his kindness with them and his protective friendship for them.
Alhamdulillah. The first paragraph talking about this life, this world is a marketplace. That is, there is the hadith by Sayyidina Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He have said, this dunya, this life, the farm for the hereafter, farm for akhirah. Yani, you plant the seeds here, plantations, and whatever, you're going to get the fruits in akhirah. So you have to look after the farm very well. You have to choose the best water on time, not give too much water, because too much water is exactly like little water. Little water problem, and too much water also problem. The best fertilizer. And that is all in order for you to get the best fruits. If you want to get the best fruit, use the best materials or food for your nourishment for the trees, in order for you to get the best results for you and for others. There are people who they have tree for themselves inside their house. And there are people that have big farm also for themselves. But there are people who have one small tree in their house enough for everyone. They are too generous. And there are people who they have farm, big farm also enough for everyone. The meaning is how we are going to look after this life. In the sense of going to spend our time to engage totally in this life, engage ourselves totally in this life. And then, that is the meaning here, it is رَبَّنَا آتِنَا فِي الدُّنْيَا حَسَنَةً وَفِي الدُّنْيَا حَسَنَةً. Bless us with goodness in life and goodness in life. So there is no way for your akhirah. Why is رَبَّنَا آتِنَا فِي الدُّنْيا حَسَنَةً وَفِي الْآخِرَةِ حَسَنَةً. That is also the same meaning for someone who is totally ignorant and rewards the life totally, in the sense of also he don't want anything and he makes his family suffer. رَبَّنَا آتِنَا فِي الْآخِرَةِ حَسَنَةً وَفِي الْآخِرَةِ حَسَنَةً. That also cannot be. You cannot spend 24 hours at the mosque, because your prayer is worship, but to feed your family is also worship. The story of that man who Sayyidina Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to see him at the mosque always praying. He said, who is this? He said, yeah, Rasulullah is someone who spend most of his time at the mosque, ibadah, worship, zikr, salawat. He said, how will he eat? Who's the one who's feeding him? They said he has a brother. He works in daily basis. And he shared with him whatever he got. And he gave his family, the one who praying at the mosque. He also supported that family. So he supported two families, but Sayyidina Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Akhihi a'badu." His brother is the best worshipper to Allah, better than this one. He was praying, Allah, ruku', sujood, qiyam, zikr, istighfar. But he could not understand the meaning of what was. You can be high in your level through many things, many good things you can do in this life. For example, if you pray more, tahajjud, salat, but you look after your work as well, the income support you, and because al-amal ibadah, Rasulullah said worship is, the work is worship. You have investment, you have something, the most important to have something in order for you not to ask anyone. So, for this, the most important is to make sure that your food is halal and you are praying to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So you are balancing your life. Maybe you're doing more salat. So Allah will elevate your position because of your salat. Maybe you are helpful to others. Someone who's in a need and he's abid, he's rajul salih, but he has problem because he don't have that too much of income, and he has big family, or he's sick, you help him. This is equal to Allah alam how much. Yani if you spend your time praying at the mosque all the time, you won't get the goodness like the one who gave somebody something in a time of need. Sayyidina Uthman radiallahu anhu was one of them. He knew how to be close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through his generosity. Sayyidina Uthman used to be generous, and Allah is name also generous, the generous, Al-Karim. Once he came to Medina, and it was a dry season, food less, water less, people are suffering. So he came, Sayyidina Uthman, and started with the traders offered him. He came with the trading from Sham, Syria. So they start offering him. Someone said, I pay you, I give you double benefit of what you got. Someone said, I offer you 3 times. Others said 4 times. Group of traders, they say, we give you 5 times. You got 100, we give you 150. He said, whenever anyone asks him, same, anyone requested, he said, someone offer me more. Someone offer me more. Someone offer me more. Then they said, hey, we are the only traders in Medina. Who is the one who offer you more than us? He said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is all I'm going to distribute fi sabilillah. For al-fuqara. He offered me 10%. 10 times, I mean, not 10 times double. 100. Then he's not done with that. وَاللَّهُ يُضَاعِفُ لِمَنْ يَشَاءُ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will double any number of times to move in life. This life, our life, is a place where we put the seed here, look after it, our farm, and we get the best. You don't know what is your good deeds and what is the sincere one that you be blessed with reward for it. It doesn't depend in your how much you give. It depends how sincere you are when you give. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants from us the sincerity and ikhlas. When we look after ourselves, if you've been gifted something, someone is rich and he can help people, someone knowledgeable can pass the knowledge to them, someone rich, others a wise man, someone who's a doctor. There's so much of situation. Just before a few days I was watching this Discovery Channel. In India there is, I can't remember where this hospital is, but every year they will have 1 week free what you call checkup for the patients. And the special doctors, specialists, they will come from everywhere because they have free checkup for them, and those whom they need operations, they are special. Also, there is a people, rich people, whom they spend, whom they have assigned part of their wealth to help those people for operations. And so 1 week is run, and then all the expenses there are people going to sponsor. I saw someone, he worked somewhere, I think while working in Dubai or somewhere. His son has very strange diseases. Sometimes have something in his body or the eyes, or he need to do something. There is a special surgery because when he grow up, it will be more difficult. Despite he don't have anything, and he came all the way, and he just reached on time to see that his son is going to, they're sending him to operation theater. And he was, all the way praying to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for his son and praying to Allah for the one who sponsored the operation. And if you see the situation, you will be really happy. You would like to be the one who sponsored. You would like to be the one who sponsored the operation. I have seen someone in Iraq, he has a huge land, 250 hectares, facing tigers. He was a judge, a retired judge. Once there is a school, what they call it, trip, school of air, the whole school, few hundreds of them. So they are on their way to somewhere, then they cross this huge land, farm, bungalows, fruits, orange, mandarin, and so much things. So they stop on the side, and all of them start going and plugging, taking picking the fruits. But they are a bit hurry because they think if there was someone come, the one will come, maybe the owner of the will come, maybe you will find them. He was across him, he's the owner, but he didn't know. He was a very simple man. He looked after his land and this by himself. So he came and he was helping them. He brought boxes to put. He said, hurry up before. They said, we have to be hurry before. He said, yes, hurry up, take before the owner comes. He was helping them. All of them took Then they want to go somewhere and say, no, please don't go here. He was looking to them and they left. They took so much. So the people said, well, again, you allow them? And he said, see these children smiling, and if they have enough of these fruits in their house, they won't come and eat. But maybe they cannot buy, they cannot offer to buy. So it is for me to see them smiling, it is a dua. Their smile is a dua to me, to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the life is a circle. You have to understand. Today you have, and you can give opportunity. And if you lose one day, you don't know. Nobody will continue the situation. Dawam al-hal min al-muhal. Something to continue in the same, not there. Unless Allah's barakah, because He wants you to be in charge for a reason. Allahu Akbar. That's it. The story of someone, he is very stingy. And he's a rich man. His wife, very nice lady, and she's helpful. But he doesn't like that. He doesn't like her to help others. Always chat. One day they cooked for him 3 chickens. Okay? Good. So he said to the wife, someone knocked the door, they say he's a beggar, asking for food. He said, so the wife said, give him a little bit. He said, oh, what? I'm so hungry. What is this? Why he come to my house? There is so much of houses. That's Mandi Abdul Qadir said. He said, if someone come and ask you for something, give him. You know why? Because Allah have sent him to you to give him from what Allah giving you. This is Allah's guest. You come and you are giving him, you are a cashier. That is not belongs to you. But you will be rewarded. Remember that. So he said, I'm very hungry, I don't want. So he left. وَأَمَّا السَّائِلَ فَلَا تَنْهَرْ Quran. One who asks, do not. At least you can apologize in a nice way. If you don't know. So, he left. After some time, life changed. Our friend lost his business. Started losing. Then he became very poor, and he cannot support his family, and he divorced his wife. After that. And he got in his way. SubhanAllah, she remarried again. Someone else. This time, this person is too generous. Totally different. He give people, he help people, he go and he said, the great man, the generous one, is the one who people come to his door, asking for help. But the great man is the one who go and search of those people who they need for help. That is different. This also you'll be rewarded. That's how Allah will double it for you. If someone come to ask you for help, you give him, that is great. But the greatest thing, if you go by yourself and ask relatives, brothers, say, yeah, because you eat, maybe they cannot offer. He married someone who's so generous, very good. So one day, she cooked for her husband 1 chicken. So that's about to eat. Someone knocked the door. They said he's a beggar. So he said to his wife, give him the whole chicken. Give him the whole. She said, keep little for you. He said, he is hungry. When he come like this, we have to please him. And if you please someone, please him fully. Don't give him, please him half. As you want reward from Allah, full reward, don't take so give him, you can cook, you can be patient for half an hour, 1 hour, you can. So she was very excited. She gave the chicken and she was crying. She came back crying. Because maybe that she remembered the situation before, my husband. When she came, she was crying. Then the husband told her, why you cry? She said, you know who's the one who knocked the door the beggar? It's my first husband, my former husband. And he said, do you know who I am the first beggar. You know? The husband, the former husband, he said, I am the former one who come and ask and your husband didn't give me. The life is circle. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Scenario. That is, it's running, subhanAllah, why? Things happen in Allah's will. Sometimes things happen, you don't know how, but you'll be surprised. And that's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, فَأَتَاهُمُ اللَّهُ مِنْ حَيْثُ لَا يَحْتَسِبُ. If Allah comes to you, Allah want to take the ni'mah from someone, because he misuses it, he won't give him any warning. He will come and take it from him from the door, from somewhere that he never expected. The story of in Surah Al-Kahf, of the two brothers, one of them, he spent everything fi sabilillah. The other one is very rich, never give. So, he has a huge garden. Allah called it Jannah, paradise. He entered to his paradise. Allah called it paradise in earth. And he said, how great is this land of mine, this Bangalore of mine, this orchard. I've been giving this in this life, and in Akhirah, I think Allah will give me better than this also. Was too proud. His brother said to him, you have to be thankful. You have to say, MashaAllah, la quwwata illa billah, be thankful to Allah. The next day, tender, storm is gone, the whole land disappeared. And Allah said, فَأَصْبَحَ يُقَلِّبُ كَفَّيْهِ عَلَى مَا أَنْفَقَ فِيهَا وَهُوَ خَاوِيٌّ عَلَى عُرُوشِهِ. He came and he was doing like this. Where is it? One night, if he's been thankful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, even if it's going to be taken from him, he will be sorry. The understanding of helping others. We are talking, there's so much ways to the fun of dunya, there's so much. But we talking about this issue because that is normal in our life. To see people in the need for help, to see someone helping someone who's not. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He said, if someone who is in need, you have to help him. Why? Allah said in the Holy Quran, listen, مَنْ ذَا الَّذِي يُقْرِضُ اللَّهَ قَرْضًا حَسَنًا فَيُضَاعِفَهُ لَهُ أَضْعَافًا. He said, by helping someone, looks like you are giving a loan to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He said, who is the one who is going to give Allah a loan? And Allah will pay back to him double of times. And double of times. Who is the one? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And you don't know. The life, as we said, is shaken. And you have to be prepared. He said, Sayyidina Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, heal your sick people. See your patients with sadaqah. It's not when they are sick to give sadaqah. Before they're getting sick, give sadaqah. So this sadaqah extinguish the anger of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ya Allah, the angel will say so and so. Help. Allah knows to whom He give and from whom He is going to take. The most important for you, to understand something is, if you're going to be helpful to people, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala going to be helpful to you. Meaning in a time of difficulties, as you are used to help His servants, in a time of difficulties, He will be beside you and helping you subhanahu wa ta'ala. He won't let you down. He will be with you all the time. He is with you, but you will feel it. The meaning of this life is either you run behind the life and become servant for this life, or the life itself run behind you and became your servant. But in these two situations is different. Someone who is, you think that the life is servant, maybe he is wrong because he wants more and more. He's taking from the life and not enough. And for that, Sayyidina Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, there is nothing enough for Bani Adam, for his eyes. The eyes, I will look as long as I can see why I want all these lands to belong to me. And then, when I do that, there is only one thing to make me to close my eyes. Sayyidina Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, he said, little bit of sand. Where the grave, وَلَا يَمْلَأُ عَيْنَ ابْنِ آدَمَ إِلَّا التُّرَابُ. When we put him in there, this little bit will close that. The sand, the life itself cannot fulfill his ambitions and desires. But little bit of sand will make him, that will be the end. SubhanAllah. Sayyidina Shaykh Abdul Jalani himself, they asked him, what is the best deeds we can reach to Allah through your experience? Ya Shaykh, he said, to feed the poor people. To feed the poor people. He said, I wish that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give me this life in my hand. By Allah, I will spend it the same minute for the poor. Allah give me the whole life in my hand. I will distribute this life and give it as a charity the same minute Allah give it to me. And he used to have so much. People give him so much. But nothing in his pocket. They say, where is your money? So much of things you have got. He said, there is a hole in my pocket. Nothing will remain. And he said that the best deeds, one of the best deeds too, why? When you give someone some things, you please Allah, you please yourself and please others. And because of that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will bless you with rahmah and barakah. The same thing, the reverse situation for those who make it haram. As long as you know this is haram. Haram is not to say how it's been slaughtered. It's haram is not only the food. Haram in everything. Once, I remember in Mecca and Faizan together, we saw one shoes made of pig skin. Remember? In Mecca, in one shop. Pig skin. So we talked with him. He said, I don't know. The one salesman, he said, you have no idea. How you import it? In Mecca, subhanAllah. So if someone with us said, this is haram. He said, haram. First time I know the shoes halal and haram. That's not only food. Halal and haram is everything. Halal and haram. But if someone knows the meaning of haram, really knows the meaning, his punishment will be different. If someone who don't know, maybe he will be, it's a problem. Someone who knows is the biggest one. There is one Salih bin al-Salihin, Ibn al-Awliya. He go to butcher shop, and he wants to buy a meat. Or he doesn't, they say. So with his finger, he said, how much this meat about in his finger, like this, touch the body. So the butcher said, this amount, 1 kg is 10 ringgit, for example. He didn't buy, left. Then that night he saw in his dream that just one day came, and they said to him, you won't be able to enter Jannah because there is someone, you are someone, somebody to the way you are. Huh? You are dead, yes. You have to give something. Someone owes you. He said, who's that? They said, he's a butcher. Say, where is he? They say, he's in Jahannam. Then he said, what to do? Say, we bring him and see what, if he can finalize it with him in order for him to. So he came to him and said, you remember when you touched my meat in your finger? He said, yes, I remember that. He said, I was unhappy because you touched it with I was watching you, and then you didn't buy also. So the angel said, this fat in your finger, you have not paid for it. It's haram. Ajib. So you have to pay back now. So he said, how to pay back? That one, the butcher said, as you have touched the meat, your finger, I want to touch you because you are Ahlul Jannah, at least. He said, okay, do that. He put his finger on his neck. He shouted, Subhanallah. He keeps shouting. Then when he woke up, he was shouting. And when they looked to his neck, there is a like fingerprint in his hand. Those whom they know, small thing, because Allah wants them to be totally pure. You see, when you go and meet, big meeting, very important meeting, you keep watching yourself. If they say, hey, there is small here, ink. Oh, what is this? How going? And when you enter anywhere, all of them, oh, what is this ink here? They won't see the hug. Or any small thing, they will, they will focus on that. That the human, if you do anything, so much things in your life, good, and one thing small, even maybe it's not true, it's false. Someone created a false story about, the people will keep continue talking, like Al Jazeera channel, and they are the top what they call top story, top news, headlines. So, and there are people, they swallow the whole meat. Looks like nothing for them. You know what is the meaning of this? Al-ulama, subhanAllah, really. Sayyidina Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, an advice for the woman, the wife, to advise the husband when he go out from the house. He said, oh Allah's servant, be kind enough to us. Feed us halal. Do not feed us haram. Because we can be patient of hunger, but we cannot be patient in Jannah. Feed us haram. He said, this one, the food you eat, and you give to your family, and even the food which going when you eat one that's haram or halal, this food, subhanAllah, going to process you, but it can be many things, can feed your organs, and also can, the sperm. If this halal food, the sperm will produce, this is halal also. Right, subhanAllah. So the children will be good. If it is haram, we'll have problem with them also. Nowadays they say, this food good for this thing, this one good for kidney, this one good for eye, this one good for brain, this one organ. Nowadays people really hoping, that it's working sometimes. So the knowledge approved. Science is approved that eating halal is very important. Eating the particular types of food is very important for your body. With the effect will be there. So eating, for us, eating halal is very important for your salat. If someone go to Hajj, and amongst his money, there is 2 dirhams or 1 dirham, haram. When he go to the flight, wearing his ihram, he said, Labbaik Allahumma labbaik. The angel will say, La labbaik wa la sa'din. The door is closed in your face. There is 1 ringgit, for example, in your ihram, haram. So your hajj won't be accepted. You're going to meet Allah. Allah wants clothes from you. Allah wants pureness. That's fine. To deal with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is a different story. Halal and haram. Ghaffar or dunya is the one who will decide the happiness of your akhirah. Allah said, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Kulu min tayyibati ma razaqnakum. Halalan, tayyiban. Halal is what? Halal is food halal, you know. Tayyib, the source. You buy this food, have to be tayyib, have to be 100% pure. That's halal and tayyib. Yani, as we are concerned about halal, how we slaughter funny story, someone, I know him, he's Malaysian, he got to China. And he was eating every day, boiled egg, fish, bread. He was eating chicken and long time, 1 month. So he said, once I was in a taxi, I saw one signboard, halal. In Arabic and English, halal. So I said, driver, please drop me here. I will buy this mustard picture. Have something, everything, you know, I want to eat chicken, at least. So when he entered, they bring the menu, first thing, pork. He said, pork? He asked the waiter, come, this pork. He said, yes, but, you know. He thought, slaughter, halal is not allowed to slaughter. That's one. And also for halal and haram, the alim, sometimes when someone asks questions, straight away, someone asks questions in fiqh, the alims will go and say, any things to prove that this is haram. Why? It's supposed to be also the other way, to check whether it's, to search, to do some investigation, to say it's halal. Not always to say haram. You have to approve, but not to check this one small thing. You cannot be. And someone asked me, he said, in this halal forum, he said, well, I can't trust. Maybe they didn't do full checkup. For example, burger. Who said it said halal basus? I said, then if you want to do that, you have to check in your house. You bring scope and check everything. To say, maybe it's halal. That will become so difficult. Yeah. That means said halal, alhamdulillah, khalas. Halal and tayyiban. You have to consider about halal and tayyib. Alhamdulillah. Tayyib, the understanding of it is in a story of Sayyidina Abu Hanifa. One day he was walking, he saw somebody was carrying apple, a bag of full of apple. So a thief came and Churi came and steal one piece of apple. And the thief, he saw someone, poor man, sitting on the side of the road, he gave him that apple. So Abu Hanifa, he was watching what's happening. He said, hey, what have you done? He said, I took one apple, haram, this one, I steal it. Allah written against me 1 cent, 1 dozen. I gave it to this one, Allah written for me 10 fahad. So 10 minus 1, I have 9 now. MashaAllah. He said, that's the other. He said, Ya Akhi, you have taken Allah written for you, against you 1 dozen. You given it, Allah written for you 0. He said, why? He said, because Allah never accept only halal and tayyib. Pure. You can't cheat anyone, but you cheat Allah. And maybe through this understanding, I think he got 10 doses maybe, not one. Because to think like this, the life will be very funny. We are not living in Robin Hood, this thing. We have, alhamdulillah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, according to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he said, Allah have give the wealth to the rich, wealthy people, in order for the poor people to have a good life. When the minute Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the poor became hungry, Allah will punish the wealthy. There is zakat, there is sadaqah, there is khairat. These all good deeds. When you read the Quran, أقاموا الصلاة وآتوا الزكاة. أقاموا الصلاة وآتوا الزكاة. Those who they pray, those who they give zakat. Those who they give. Because if everybody gives zakat, give their zakat, subhanAllah, and it's how much? 2.5. 100,000, it's zakat 2,500. And yet the people think it's too much. I don't know, make discount. And that is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He Himself, with His rahmah and barakah, He assigned it to be like. So, this is a life where we have to work. Whoever has a chance to get the barakah for helping others in any way, this is good opportunity. And as the Shaykh Abdul Qadir said, opportunity won't miss anyone. But the people who they miss the opportunity, they are many. So, alhamdulillah, now we pray to Allah that Allah bless us rizqan halalan tayyiban mubarakan fi. Don't think if you give, it will lose. You give, it will increase for you. From many ways. The most important, there is a dua. If that person said, may Allah bless you with rahmah, may Allah keep you healthy, may Allah, oh, that is really, really, really something interesting. This is the dua is enough. Alhamdulillah. Inshallah, we pray that Allah bless us all with rahmah and barakah, halal and tayyiban, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless us with rizq, with the effort, with health, to help others as well. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless us with taqwa and hidayah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide us and bless us to guide others as well. And we pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you all, your families, with happiness in dunya and happiness in akhirah. To the source of your income will be halal, and to spend it in halal, and to give it to the people whom they deserve it, and you will be rewarded because the highest reward, because the one who rewarded you is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala always show us the straight path and bless us to follow it and avoid us from going in a wrong path, inshaAllah. Pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless us always to attend the majalis, gathering of knowledge, where we are going to, without our knowledge, we are going to meet the angels of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because they are surrounding us all the time, because we are mentioning His name, and we want to learn all of us how to be good and how to be obedient. We pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with His barakah and rahmah will increase your rizq. He bless you with full barakah في الدنيا والآخرة برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم اغفر للمسلمين والمسلمات المؤمنين والمؤمنات الأحياء منهم والأموات. اللهم إنا نسألك الصحة والعافية ودوام الصحة والعافية والشكر على نعمة الصحة والعافية. اللهم فرج كرب المكروبين ونفس هم المهمومين واقض الدين عن المدينين وشاف مرضانا وعاف مبتلانا وسلم احيانا وارحمنا برحمتك يا ارحم الراحمين. ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب. ربنا هب لنا من أزواجنا وذرياتنا قرة أعين واجعلنا إماما. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار وأدخلنا الجنة